Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Through the Pages. I have been looking forward to this one for a while. Today's book, Leave Society by Tao Lin. This comes out August 3rd, 2 days from now. Was fortunate enough to get an advance copy to review. He's an author I really dig. I read Trip from him, and when I kind of put together my reading list for 2021, there were a couple authors where I didn't have a specific book I wanted to read, but I was like, I want more from this person. Like him, Malcolm Gladwell, and a few others, where I was like, I want more. And then I saw he had a book coming out this year. I was like, all right, that's probably going to be the jam, but I want to read more from him already. So I found him through Twitter, and I think that's where, social media wise, he has the most presence, I'll say, maybe. And maybe that's just because of my experience with him. But he's a fascinating man, and I feel like I learned more about him through this than Trip. Even though it's a novel, it's fictionalized, but 99% sure it's all based on his life and experiences he had with his parents and his parents' dog and his partner. So go ahead and assume this is pretty autobiographical. I knocked this out in 2 days because it was just very engrossing, and it's a story that just kind of, I don't know, it wasn't a plot what's going to happen next type of novel. It was just kind of living the life, and for someone who generally feels very alienated, I felt a kinship to him that I don't often feel. So as the title suggests, Leave Society, it's about kind of being out of the realm of mainstream. I didn't know what the book was fully going to be about. I thought it was going to be how to plot of land and get fully outside of it, and I really liked the direction he took of being able to walk the same streets and everything, but you're personally outside of it in a way. Though in the end they talk about moving to Hawaii and these sorts of things, but people going to these restaurants and saying I'm gonna make my own food for years. So it's really neat to see someone go through it and be explaining so much. I don't know that I've ever learned so much from a novel or had so much deliberate information in there, so half of my notes are just books that he referenced and things that I want to research more that he referenced. So I almost feel like there was almost a nonfiction element to it, because of how real the resources are in it. And it pretty much just tells a story of him kind of, and this isn't in spoilers, the channel, I'm not into the spoilers, but it just kind of going through several years, several trips to Taipei, back and forth from New York, and then visiting Hawaii with his partner. And that's where I really felt such a camaraderie with him of going through all these things. Sometimes when I travel, people say, oh, that must be so hard. And it's just different than the way you do it, I'm not just strolling hitting random restaurant, and I fuck with little supplements and vitamins and things, and so I really liked just his telling of life in it, and it kind of made me realize a little bit how out of society I am in a way. I welcome the more I look at society, but it's not a political book by any means, really. There's almost none of that in there, and I think that's at the true heart of when he says leaving society, that it's not stepping out of the mainstream culture, what the talking points of the day are. That's not really society. It's, they talk a lot about dominator culture and how that's, so prevalent in the United States, and you really start to look at, whoever's president, that 4-year cycle, 4 years here, 4 years, it's bigger stuff. And it's not to say those aren't big factors. We've obviously had some presidents that have been all over the place. But, yeah, I just really liked his approach and sort of I don't know if individualism is the right term for it, but I feel the taking it into your own hands, medically, we'll say. So having an issue and then treating it with a food or a supplement. That's where I go to. I am in the boat of like, I will go to a doctor because I want to know exactly what it is. I'll step back, do my Googling, or my DuckDuckGoing, and kind of find what feels right to me. And I feel like that's important. I feel like most people kind of operate within this illusion of choice that society offers, and it's comfortable, and there's enjoyment and there's stimulation, but not a lot of it is chosen. And it's not to say that I want to be dictating everything in my life. I want spontaneity, but like I really liked his kind of reverence of day-to-day life and moving in a, not to say a different pace, but out of step with what's common. And I feel like that's something that, as I've kind of pushed towards that, I've found things that are innately true to me and parts of the world that are more difficult to uncover but have such beauty and resonate with me more deeply than a lot of things in mainstream culture, which may be very important to other people. And I get it, and it's whatever is tripping your trigger, awesome. We all got our own thing, and it's not to say like, and this of like, I'm doing it this way, this is what everyone, he's very timid about it. If it's a family member, we'll speak up a little bit, but he's not out there like posting every day like, fuck glyphosate, fuck, and you need to eat all that. Like it's very contained. He's walking his path. I feel similar. I found mine, and so it was nice to read a book that it wasn't a neat story from the mainstream that I can resonate with. It's truly a story that feels like, oh, this is how I walk through life. It made me feel like not such a weirdo in a really fulfilling way, honestly. I would love to meet him so much, or just like have a 10-minute conversation with him. Like, I have several questions from the book. There's one quote in it that I think really kind of sums it up. I'm gonna read so I don't mince any words on it, because he's very selective with his words, and I don't want to paraphrase when I don't have to. So it's on page 72. He started to realize his body wasn't effective, society was damaging. That sums it all up. So sometimes, like, having to explain, say, parents of why you're doing these things, and it's like, no one else is doing them. What is wrong with you that you need to do it? It's like, I've just recognized kind of what's going on, man. I think maybe some allergy tablets here and there, like, and so I really, really resonated with a lot of this. I'm excited to read more of the books. I was stoked that I had read one of them. He had posted a thing on Instagram of like the 10 books that kind of like defined or like informed the book. And one of them was Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. And that was one of my favorite books I read in 2019. That was super good. I've only read 2 books on sleep. The other one was The Sleep Revolution by Ariana Huffington. And I feel like Matthew Walker's book was a little bit more in-depth or expansive and not as personal, though her personal story was very fascinating. Side tangent. So it was neat to see something that is such a sort of an abstract study of society without falling into the pitfalls of modern day politics, for lack of a better word. This is the second book from him I've read, and he's an author who I plan to read like the whole bibliography. Like it's just such riveting writing, and I think some of it's the language that he uses, that he's discussing complex topics simply and very naturally, that they should be a part of life. And I just really enjoyed every bit of it, honestly. I had sent him an email when he put out the book and just linked to my little YouTube channel, and I have a blog where I do some writing and try to validate myself in some ways there, and just getting a response from him was super exciting. Like I feel like authors are a bit elusive in that way, or not treated as the rock stars that they are in my eyes. Like, and so to truly connect with him was just fucking dope, honestly. Like, and then I had a package at my door, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I had to run some errands. It's like, I'm gonna leave it. don't know what this is. And then when I opened it, I was like, whoa, yes. So like I was stoked to dive into this. I had like 2 books that I was like kind of like had like kind of queued up where I was gonna read them. I was like, I am stoked to dive into this. So this is hitting the shelves August 3rd. When you see it out there, don't hesitate. Just buy it. Order it online. Buy a copy for your friend. Find a little time on the weekend. Cozy up outside. And dive into this. Learn about different ways of living, honestly. I think I said it earlier, I don't think I've learned as much from a novel as I have in this in a long time. So I don't do number reviews, but if I did it, it'd be all of them. If it's 10 out of 10, it's 5 out of 5. It's all the stars, all the thumbs up, and the points and the metrics, all of them. Incredible book. Incredible book. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe if you want to see more books like this. Like if you seem interested in this book or want to show me that you watched and exist. And comment with any questions. If you have read any other books by this esteemed gentleman, tell me about them. What should I read next? Thank you for watching.